Hello, how are you today? My name is Annetta and I celebrate you 365 and welcome to Advent Conversations where we are just sitting and chatting about what's happening around us during this Advent season. If you're not familiar with my channel and this is your first time being here on the I Celebrate You 365 channel here on Twitch, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. I Celebrate You 365 is about the authentic conversations that people are having that bring about healing, growth, and celebrating life without apology. Whether you are on your wellness journey, whether you're on a career journey or parenting journey or relationship journey, whatever you're doing at this point in your life, we're having authentic conversations. This is a platform in which we are able to share, communicate with one another, whether it is verbally or active listening. The power of silence is communication as well. So we talk about all of those things and we do those things right here on I Celebrate You 365. I am an accountability life coach, and what that means is whatever it is that you're working on that you need help or would like an accountability partner, I'm your girl. That's right. It's all about you. It's all about you. I don't sell anything. All I do is provide a safe space, whether it's here on this platform or one of my other social media platforms where you can find me as I Celebrate You 365, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and even Clubhouse from time to time. Why? Because where people are, conversations are happening. So, what are we talking about today? Advent. Advent. Advent is just expectation, hoping for something or someone. I celebrate Advent, where I purposely engage for 4 weeks prior to the Christmas celebration on December 25th. I am Christian. I am a Christ follower. So my engagement is with meditation, prayers, worship and song, worship and prayer, worship and fellowship, worship and community, worship and giving. All of this is something that I do during those 4 weeks, but I purposefully engage. It isn't something that I start and stop and start and stop during these 4 weeks. It's something that I'm already doing every other day of the year. And when I do that, I am having so much fun. So, today, I just like to spend some time with you in what you're doing. And let's just have a conversation. If you've got your water, you've got your hot chocolate, you've got your tea, or you've got your coffee, let's sit down and let's have a few minutes of conversation. Yeah, conversation. This isn't, like I said, I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to provide a safe space in which we can have conversation and celebrate you. That's right. It's all about you today. Here's a question that can start this conversation. What is one stressor you can replace today with thanksgiving and prayer? I told you silence is golden, and I'm being intentional. What is one stressor that you can replace today with thanksgiving and prayer? sit and let you marinate on that for just a minute. Love these conversations. Absolutely love them. And you know, we sometimes get in the thought that if somebody's not speaking, I'm not frozen. I hope I'm not. But what I do hope is that you are intentionally pausing from everything in your day and that you're present here with me and I with you and embrace the silence. Let's sit in the silence for just a minute. Let's just sit there for just a minute. Okay, now that you've had a few minutes, if you are chatting, I am not sure why I'm not able to see my chat, but welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. So let's talk about this. So, my question is, what is one stressor that you can replace with thanksgiving and prayer? In other words, what is it that currently has you stressed? And whatever level of that stress is, what is it that just right now is just agitating you and keeping you anxious or keeping you in a state of depression where you are not able to fully be present in your day? What is that stressor? Maybe it is shopping. And I'm not looking at good or bad stressors because whichever one it is, it has a part of your attention where you're not fully present, or it has your mind captured, quite a bit of your mind, in that you're distracted from the things that you really want to be doing or be present in. So, what is that stressor? Is it pain? Pain is no joke, no matter what level it is. It's like that little pin that just keeps bothering you. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you could say, you know, it's not bad, but it lets me know that it's there. That's a stressor. Whether it is, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or all the way up to 9 or 10. Is it grief or a loss that you have recently suffered, or because of this time of the year, it causes you to reflect or think about someone you've lost around this time of the year? It doesn't matter how many years ago. It could be 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Is there a trauma that you've not adequately dealt with and just continues to raise its ugly head, or it's been triggered by a recent event, or is constantly being triggered by life's events, maybe where you are? Is it finances? Is it loneliness? Is it just the holidays? Because holidays bring an additional stress to our everyday life. The shopping, the preparation, the excitement, the joy. So back to the question, how can you replace this stressor with thanksgiving and prayer or meditation. I choose meditation at times. Just today, this morning, the body has those aches. It's not really pain, but just aches, joints and muscles that want to have movement. So from a sleep position, you wake up and it's like, oh, wow, I'm a little tight. I'm a little achy. Do you have a routine that allows you to wake up those joints and muscles in a safe way that gets the blood flowing, the energy moving throughout the body from a sleep to a waking movement and waking energy that you need to have to engage the day? Yeah, I do. After I do my wonderful stretching, I'm doing Tai Chi now. That's a great way to replace a stressor. Saying, okay, I know my body is achy, but I am choosing to meditate. I'm choosing to stretch. I'm choosing to wake up my body to participate with me today. And I'm thankful that I have people in my life and resources such as Tai Chi and yoga and my movement classes that allow me to move my body in ways, whether it's at a cardio level or for flexibility and balance. I have a beautiful team, and I call that team Team Anetta, that focuses on me. There are human resources, and then there are resources, tools that I can use to help wake up this body. So I'm thankful for Team Anetta. These are people and resources dedicated to me that support me in being my best me every day. So no matter what life presents to me, I choose to engage my new day with a grateful heart, because I could have not woken up this morning. I could have not woken up being able to lift my arms or move my legs or lift my head, to open my mouth and utter words, to engage my ears in active listening and hear what others are saying. I could have woke up to not having a roof over my head. I could have been somewhere else. I could have been in a hospital. But I wasn't. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful. And I praise God that I'm not alone. So you say, well, some of those things that you name are my stressors. I'm homeless. And don't box homeless into just the people who truly have no roof over their head or a safe space to sleep. They may not even have a blanket. Homeless can look just like me because I don't have a place to sleep. Or I have a place to sleep, but it changes every day. I don't have a home of my own. I sleep here, I sleep here, I sleep here. So you say, how do you replace that with thanksgiving, prayer, and meditation? It's a choice. Even though I don't experience those things personally, I have compassion for those who are experiencing that. How does a parent feel when they have to move their children every day to this place or that place? Or they send their children off to school that morning with nothing in their belly, hoping they get there in time to have a breakfast provided for them. And then during the day, that parent is trying to find work, going to the library and working on their resume, submitting their resume or applying online through the application process for a position in their community. How can I replace that stress with thanksgiving or prayer or meditation? It is a choice. I said earlier, Advent is a time, a period, a moment that I engage in intentionally because of the hope that lies within me. That I can face each day knowing that God loves me. That He sent His Son to save me, to do what I couldn't do. So in the ebbs and flows of life, I trust God to help me so that those stressors don't overtake me. I choose each day to say, Lord, I'm hungry. And He provides me food. So just like I said, I may not personally be without food or shelter or clothing. And I thank God. But I have compassion. So what does that look like? Remember I said worship and giving. Because I don't lack. I have the ability and the capacity to give to those who are lacking. They made a choice to be grateful. And they go and they apply for jobs. They seek resources that can help them with their housing situation or medical needs. They go out. They trust that the school will be safe for their children, will provide them healthy meals, a safe space for learning. So at the end of the school day, when they pick their child up, their child won't be would have went without food all day. And because of their efforts during the day, they've been able to find a resource that will provide the evening meal, a snack, a healthy snack. The Lord provides for what I need so that I can freely and cheerfully give to those who do not. And I do this with thanksgiving and prayer and meditation. I think about how blessed I am And I pray and ask God, how can I help? What can I do? There are places, organizations that specifically address these needs. I can give food. I can make a financial contribution. I can give of my time and share the gifts that God has given me. So let's go back to that question. How can you replace your stressor with thanksgiving and prayer and or meditation? What is your hope anchored to? I have a sure anchor that doesn't disappoint me. So when I feel overwhelmed or pressed on every side, I stop and I choose to not be defeated by that stressor. And I say, Lord, help me. You probably think you said Annette a prayer. Prayer is conversation with something or someone greater than you. For me, it is the one true living God, the creator of all the beautiful things in this world. The one who created this beautiful world. Now you say, Annette, it's not so beautiful. We got this and that and this and that wrong. It still does not negate God created this earth. Our choices have made it what it is. And that's a stressor. That's a stressor because our choices were not all good choices. And those choices, good or bad, have consequences. This is why having conversations for healing and growth and celebrating brings us together to deal with those stressors. You are not alone. You may say, well, I feel like I'm alone. There's nobody here with me. There's nobody to talk to me or no one that I can talk to. Or there's lots of people I can talk to, but they judge everything that I do, everything that I say. No one listens to me. I know what that feels like. But because my hope is anchored in God, I don't have to be overwhelmed or frustrated to the point that I'm paralyzed. Thanksgiving and prayer and meditation help me to make the best choice for me every day. It does no good to whine about it. Yet, we do need to express it so that I can say that I've been heard. I can say that someone understands or empathizes with me. They don't have to agree, but they empathize and say, you know what, Ann is really going through. And I'm going to be present with her. Maybe she needs to just get it off her chest. And I'm not going to judge because she didn't ask me to judge. She asked me to listen. She asked me to hold space with her as she lets go. Sometimes It's not words. Sometimes you just need someone present. You don't need them to say anything or do anything. I find it in times of loss that I am at a loss for words. And I would try so hard to say, I need to say something. I need to say something. They're expecting me to say something. No, you think they're expecting you to say something. Habits and customs lead us to believe that we always have to have something to say. The pandemic disrupted that flow because we could not celebrate or honor the loss of our loved ones in the way or ways that we had been accustomed to, our traditional ways of honoring and celebrating the life of our loved one. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who it is that you have lost. A loss is a loss. Whether it's a family member, a friend, a neighbor, or someone significant in the world that was making a difference, and now we do not have that individual anymore. So whether you're connected to them by birth or a blood relative, or just because they're in your community and you knew of them, whenever you hear someone has died, it has an impact on you. Because all lives matter. So whether you lost a loved one or someone in the neighborhood lost a loved one, someone has lost someone near and dear to them. Finding the words to say isn't always the first response. Sometimes it's a moment of silence where you are to honor that individual who made a difference in your life just because they were next door, down the street, or were in your local community. You can be in that moment, holding space with that individual or individuals, the family, just by being present in that moment of silence with them, holding space with them. Words does not have to be the first response. Your presence, maybe providing a meal where you just take it and leave it. Maybe it is moments of prayer throughout the day or the week or the month as you're led to pray God's comfort and peace for them. Maybe it's one time, 2 times, or every day. There will be people that will come and go. There will be people that will be there for some time. There will be some people that will be with that individual or the family member. Whatever or however long you engage in their moments of bereavement, just know it isn't always with words to them. Hold space with them and honor them with your presence, your gift of presence, in the way that allows you to give them what they need when they need it most. There's always a lot of people around when it first happens, and in the days leading up to the ceremonies or the events of the celebrations for the individual. There will be people that will go to, now that we can actually engage in the homegoings or the, again, celebrations of life. However, the individual or the family chooses to honor their loved one with others. You may be the one that goes to the burial site. You may be the one that works with the individual, and everybody at work is going to put together a meal and support or care package or packages, providing them with food, services, things that right now isn't on their mind, but yet is a part of their life, like maybe helping pick up the children or dropping off or checking in on loved ones that may be in nursing homes or in facilities and hospitals and they can't be with the family. Maybe it is picking up dry cleaning or having groceries picked up. You can do so many things now, delivered to the home. Again, preparing a meal or healthy snacks, getting the children and spending time with them, making sure they get to their activities, because life does not stop because someone died. It interrupts the flow, but maybe that's where you come and relieve their stressors. You can't do everything and you're not expected to do everything, but you want to do something. Again, it isn't always with words. Actions can speak just as loudly as words do. And you think about the words that you speak. Are they words that edify or words that agitate? And I say that with all sincerity. We think that that's a good thing to say, but depending on when you say it, how you say it, it can add more stress to the stress that they're experiencing. The stress of loss is real. For some, it can be a very traumatic experience. Think before you speak. Think before you act. To help alleviate or minimize the stress, you have to apply the right words or action so that it'll have the impact, the desired impact on the stressor. You may not get to say what you want to them, but you can pray. God will hear your prayers and honor your prayers, especially those that are prayed with thanksgiving and with sincere love and intentions, so that you can act accordingly. I remember growing up, I would hear people say, "Thank you for your prayers. I felt the weight lifted and being lifted in the days following the loss of my loved one." And that, it took me a minute to think about that because when I was younger, it was just what I heard. But as I began to experience the loss of near and dear loved ones, God began to show me the impact of those words that the individual would say to their friends as the lifting of the weight allowed them to then engage with co-workers or other family members and friends. And I would hear them say that, and I was like, wow, I get it now. My prayer reached her. Remember I said, what you pray and how you pray matters, and to whom you pray matters. I trusted God to provide them the comfort that I could not. I asked God to give them his peace because my peace would not have done much, if anything. So I asked God to give him to them because I knew everything that they would need then and in the days to follow, he could and would provide them. So I asked God. Think of it this way. A child goes and asks their parent because they believe their parent has what they want and need. Or they'll go ask an individual that they trust, thinking, well, she's a grown-up, they got it. It isn't because of what they've seen, like all the money in their pocket or not seeing any money in their pocket. They just believe because that individual always seems to be there, giving or doing or being. And they have a trust, a faith in that, in the evidence of what they've seen and heard. And it gives them a good feeling. So a child's going to repeat and go back to those individuals that made them feel better, makes them feel good each day, and always helps them to see it isn't always going to be like this, but you can choose to do what is good, what is right. You can choose to be kind. Even when somebody's not being, you can choose. A child doesn't know until they start doing it themselves. So they do what they see and they do what they're told. Our words have power. So let's go back to our original question. What stressor can you replace with thanksgiving and prayer and or meditation? I don't care what it is going on in your life. Choose to be thankful. Choose to speak from a grateful heart and not from a lack or an emotion that's going to come and go. Joy is something you have. It may not feel like it, but joy is not contingent upon what you have or don't have. It's not moved by your circumstances because some days we're up, some days we're down. Joy is the strength you have to overcome whatever situation is being presented to you, and you do it with kindness, empathy, compassion, love. Love conquers all fears. What kind of love you got? Is it the love that if they do or if they don't do, I will love them or not love them? Or do you have the love regardless, nevertheless? I will choose to love. I will choose to be kind. I will choose to have joy, unspeakable joy, the kind of joy I can't explain until the situation changes. That's joy. That's what I have because it comes from hope in something bigger than Anetta, something bigger than Anetta's current situation, something that sees me whole, complete in every area, regardless of my present state. God created me and He knows me and He sees me in the way He says that I am. He doesn't see me, oops, she fell down, oops, she said that, oops, she didn't do this. He sees me whole and complete. And I am in Him. That's why I'm never alone. Regardless of what or what is not around me, I am not alone. So don't do life alone. You weren't designed to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who will be on your team that will love you, not judge you, who will help care for you. The human race, we were designed for each other. Let us, in this Advent holiday season, show love to one another. Not that love that's contingent upon what they do or don't do. And you say, Netta, I ain't got that kind of love. Okay. Jesus is love. Jesus is love. Receive Him in your heart today, and then you will have the love that you need to show those that aren't lovable. And you'll do it with joy because you have love that is greater than any situation, that can overcome all fears, that can help you choose to do what is right, to show love, to be humble, and show mercy. That's the love of the Almighty God, the one true living God. So as you go through your day, what choice do you need to make? How do you choose wisely to be able to replace your stress with thanksgiving and prayer and or meditation? Because what you've been doing just ain't working. As you look forward to the new year, 2023, you know you need a change. Prayer with thanksgiving and meditation. What do you think about matters. Think before you speak, because your words have power. They can give life or they can destroy life. Think before you speak. I hope you've enjoyed this today, because I sure have. Thank you for investing this time in yourself to stop, embrace the silence, and to think. Or maybe in some of us, to stop thinking what we're thinking and to think on something better and greater than ourselves. And when you do that, you'll be able to see where you do have something to give, and you'll be glad to give it because it will help others to lessen their stress. And then they too can replace that stress with thanksgiving and prayer and meditation instead. When you receive the comfort and strength and provision that you need to eliminate or lessen the stress, you'll go tell somebody. You will then present differently to others who are watching you. And then they'll say, what do they have? What changed? And maybe you'll get the opportunity to bear witness to the change that thanksgiving and prayer and meditation did for you. You will bear witness. You will testify. You will go tell your story of how your narrative was changed in this Advent holiday season. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being with me today, each and every one of you, whether you were here the entire time or here for just a moment. It is always my prayer that you received what you needed in this conversation that we had today. My name is Annetta, and I celebrate you 365. I'm only able to do that with the ability and the capacity that God gives me every day, new every morning. His grace is sufficient for me, and I don't leave it on the table. I use every drop of it. And I'm thankful and grateful again today to be here with you. Thank you for your gift of presence today. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.